Okay, game.
What the f***? Welcome to the Marvel Zombies Philippines podcast. My name is Jiggy Cruz, and a very happy birthday to our resident X-fan, Mr. Gerard Poa.
Thank you.
Next to him is Mr. Jeff Canoy.
Hey, what's up?
And the ever late
Hi.
Mr. Earl Maghirang.
Hi.
It's kind of weird. I'm the only one with an X-Men. I'm wearing my multiple man t-shirt.
I have no X-Men shirt, so...
I have no X-Men.
I have only one X-Men shirt. It's in the laundry. And shame on Marvel for not...
Shame on you, you're supposed to be the biggest X-Men fan. You're supposed to have like 20.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the recent Fox vs. Marvel movie, X-Men Apocalypse. And let's start with our resident X-fan, Mr. Poa. So, where does it rank among all the X-Men movies minus the spin-offs? So remove all the Wolverine movies, remove the Deadpool movie.
What?
Where
X-Men Origins Wolverine's the best movie
Yes,
ever.
that's true.
It's probably the fourth. So it's X2, X-Men 1, Days of Future Past, and then this one. Then First Class.
You're on acid. Somebody gave you really bad acid.
Oh, now there are disagreements going on.
Where's the last stand?
The last one. There are only 6.
Okay, so what did you like about it?
There were a lot of nods to the first X-Men movie, a lot of lines, a lot of scenes. The cage fight tried to mirror what happened with the first time you saw Wolverine. A good mix of new and old characters. A lot of nods to how Bryan Singer actually did the first 2 X-Men
So he nodded
movies.
himself, in other words.
He's that kind of guy. It was not, look, coming after Civil War, of course, you can't compare,
Okay.
right? Because it's Civil War.
So Civil War is still better than...
It's the best Marvel movie for the year. It's the best movie of the year.
Hey everyone.
Mr. Maghirang.
Yes.
Is it true that you like Batman versus Superman
Right in the middle of these two, so...
more than X-Men
I'm
Apocalypse?
kind of scared.
I'm sorry, but what?
I'd have to say yes.
Why?
Why? Well, let's not skip. Let's just skip over to.
Oh, what did you like first about Apocalypse?
Okay, what I liked are the choices for the characters, for the horsemen, and
Okay.
for the X-Men themselves, and then for the actual casting. I love the end credits, the nod to a potential.
Spoiler alert!
Nah,
Spoiler alert!
I didn't say anybody. So, but there's a certain character, there's a certain villain that was.
Just say his name.
Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so and then there's also the moral plot points about the some of the characters, some but not all of them. It's hit and miss when it comes to writing for the entire movie for me.
Mr. Canoy, a resident MCU fan.
I'm torn until now. You know, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my god, explosions! A lot of people who've actually approached me were like, it's so awesome, right? It's the best movie ever. Well, I won't go as far as saying it's the best movie ever. I understand why they enjoyed it, because I kind of enjoyed the same things. I mean, who doesn't like to see, you know, Psylocke in battle?
Yeah.
Right? And then, you know, I got goosebumps during that Cerebro scene when Professor X was like, wreak havoc. And I was like, havoc. And it was like, you know, and then the part where, you know, the Phoenix was unleashed, you know, I was...
Spoiler alert.
I was spoiled that
I was
they
kind
saw
of-
some
yeah.
Phoenix status updates. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was kind of tearing up at one point in my first screening, because that was another throwback for me to the X-Men animated series. I mean, I could hear Jean Grey saying, "I am Phoenix." The second time I watched it, I didn't enjoy it as much. To a certain point that I kind of hated it.
Mr. Poa, how many times have you seen it?
I've seen it 3 times. Okay.
And is it better?
My love for it did not diminish as I watched it more.
It did for me.
Okay, what about the parts you didn't like?
Me? A lot.
Yes.
Kurt, it's about to get very cold in here.
I didn't like the fact that Storm was kind of absent and wishy-washy towards the end. You'd see like 1 second scenes where she just looked concerned but not do anything, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm gonna help them out. That to me was a bit rushed. That was weird. Other than the Storm thing, what other bad things?
Jennifer Lawrence.
I have so many, yeah. But the thing is, I actually like this Storm better than Halle Berry.
Of course.
Yes.
Because
Accent.
Yes, the accent is authentic.
should I remind you of that line from X1?
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else.
Wait,
Which Joss Whedon, by the way, wrote.
Earl, I would have to agree with you that
Joss Whedon
Batman
wrote
was
that.
better than
You know what
X-Men
happened?
Finally.
The what?
Finally. Somebody agrees with me.
What?
I said that Batman is better.
Batman versus Superman
Yes.
is better than X-Men Apocalypse.
I want guys. So that's I disagree with Earl. I just wanted the people, the actual behind the podcast. So Earl said that, and this is authentic, Mr. Gerard.
You
Poa.
are manipulating my emotions.
So I will talk about the parts that I liked. Definitely Quicksilver stole the show.
yeah.
Yes, but
Okay,
Been there, done
I'm
that.
sorry, Jeff.
yeah.
Aaron Johnson loses to Evan Peters.
Of course, the thing is, I mean, I like,
But as a purist,
Yeah.
Pietro's not supposed to be funny. He's supposed to be brooding, overprotective of Wanda.
He's an
correct me if
asshole.
I'm
He's
wrong.
supposed to be an arrogant
Yes.
asshole, right?
And this didn't show the arrogant Quicksilver that we all know from the comics.
You didn't see that coming?
Okay, the things that I really hated about the movie, and which I only picked up on the second viewing. Number one, Jubilee, man. This is the second time they had Jubilee. And it's so unforgivable. My favorite character from the animated series. And she had like a line. Actually, if you put Jubilee, Psylocke, Angel, and Storm, other dialogue, Magneto's wife had more dialogue than them combined.
Even Spider-Man has more
that's-
lines than Superman from Batman.
Hey everyone.
It's ridiculous how they
Accept that.
did not use Jubilee. See, and the thing is, this is why I don't like this movie as much as I would have hoped I wanted to. I mean, it's the 6th movie, if you take away all the
Yeah.
Wolverines and the other movies. It's still an origin story. We're still dealing with an origin story, how the team formed, how everyone's introduced. This is the 9th movie. I'm expecting them to go on adventures and have a villain and have a theme and all that. And it's the same exact story of how the X-Men was formed. We're 9 movies in, 6 movies.
Then you develop Magneto's character, and then by the end of the 3rd act, they throw it out of the window.
What the hell is that? Sorry, Jack. I'm like ruining the movie for you now.
Pain.
It was, I mean, look, I love movies where the characters move the plot and not the other way around. For example, your favorite,
Hey everyone.
Peter Parker doesn't become Spider-Man because of Uncle Ben's death. It's because he finally understands what it means to have, with great power comes great responsibility. That's like a character development right here. For Magneto, it's basically, first we're gonna make you, coexist with the humans and be peaceful, but no, we need you to be angry, so we're gonna move you to this place. And then you're gonna move you to Egypt, where you're gonna realize suddenly that, you love Xavier and Raven, and, there's no sense of narrative spine.
It's contrived.
There's no character development. He just moves from one place to another with different emotions.
I don't have to be psychic to see that something's bothering you.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
I wouldn't.
But it wasn't perfect either.
It wasn't perfect.
Admittedly, as an X-Men fan, it wasn't the best.
I felt that there were a lot of dragging, especially in the beginning. There was too much screen time for the Egypt part, that so many unnecessary scenes, like this huge block of stone falling, and there were a lot of these camera shots from the top looking for a maze, similar to the standard opening sequence of an X-Men movie.
Yeah. But I love the music in that.
I like the music.
Yeah.
So when I watched it, I'm going to try to watch it again, and then I'm going to close my eyes when we start the Weapon X part, and then open it again when they land in Egypt, because for me that's the biggest missed opportunity, because I felt like they just wanted to shoot in Wolverine there, and then just put them in their battle gear.
You can take out that entire sequence and the movie would still make sense.
Yes.
The whole thing with the Weapon X program, you could have taken that whole thing out.
I'm really pissed off. I'm really sick and tired of seeing Stryker in every Bryan Singer.
And what I didn't like about this particular movie is that the antagonist wasn't given the proper character development, similar to what the MCU is doing.
Did you like Apocalypse? I mean, his look, his story,
You mean
evil
Ivan
plan. Ivan Ooze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ooze is back.
This is okay.
It's okay. It's alright.
He was okay.
I think if they didn't show him growing, and even in the cerebral battle, it would have
It's called the astral plane.
It's not.
Is it?
It's the astral plane. It's the X. That's how the X.
But that's Doctor Strange.
It's the psychic plane.
Stryker.
Should you remove William Stryker?
God, please remove him already.
Agree.
Please remove him. He's not integral. I'm starting to think that Bryan Singer just has a man crush on the character because he doesn't place anywhere. There was never a hint that the Weapon X program was doing surveillance on the mansion.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, when the place blows up, he's there. And then it's the same damn thing from X2. It's basically a repeat.
It's a nod again.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
Now I'm beginning to get really angry.
Speaking about Stryker and the Weapon X facility, I remember one more thing I kinda did not like, or I hated about the movie, was the fact that how did they find Wolverine? They were looking for the generator. Oh, the generator's there! And by the way, there's a cage there in the same room with the generator. And by the way, we are keeping Weapon X in a cage where you could just lift the lock and he's free!
Again, I go back to the plotting of the movie. There's no sense of...
But other than that, it was
There's no
emotionally
narrative
nice.
spine. Well, just because you're a fan, I mean,
Maybe.
it's a collection of awesome fanboy moments.
This must be what
Which is why I
DC
liked it the
fans
first
feel
time.
about Batman versus Superman.
I think that the third act of this second trilogy faltered. First Class was good. It leveled up with Days of Future Past, and then they had a chance to really seal the deal with a good trilogy. So far, Jeff, I agree with you. It's only Captain America that has that perfect trilogy. All the people
He's so mad.
a lot of people who complain about the Nolan verse, but guys, Dark Knight Rises. I love Dark Knight Rises, but it was pretty flawed still. Mr. Poa,
Yes.
would you like to defend Apocalypse more?
No, I'm okay. I mean, I've been attacked so much. It's like I'm an X-Man. People fear and hate me because of my opinions about this movie. So I'm living the X-Men life.
You know, people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
You know what I want to see now is a real Avengers versus X-Men movie produced by the two studios.
That
That would work. But,
That would work.
Yeah, that would work. But still separate universes.
Separate universe. It just so happens that it's either some powerful being.
the Beyonder calls them.
Yeah.
Diba? And then,
Split the-
and then imagine how Scarlet Witch would react when she sees different Pietro.
Or Scarlet Witch will just say no more mutants.
No more mutants.
That's that.
And completely reset.
You guys really hate me, right?
No.
You're serious? I'm very serious.
I'm actually very excited though for what's down the road for the franchise. I mean, they're starting to skip away from X-Men. They're doing X-Force. They're doing Deadpool 2. So that for me is one of the reasons why they probably introduced Mr. Sinister as early.
And I think there are just so many mutants out there that Fox can survive
Yeah.
with this with these mutants in their library.
You know, they have two TV series coming up that's X-Men related, Legion and Hellfire.
But I think for the X-Men TV rights,
It's the TV.
it's still under. It's not part of the contract, if I'm not mistaken. So there were rumors saying that in exchange for the TV rights, that they would return the Fantastic
Yes,
Four,
please. Yes, please.
along with Galactus and the Silver.
So
Guards.
you'd rather have the Fantastic Four back in the MCU than the X-Men?
Yes.
Yes.
Because there's so many mutants, it's like an entire world in itself, you know.
I'm gonna get a heart attack today.
To be fair, you have to think that this franchise has been going on for what, 16 years.
True.
It has adapted through the times. It has, it has transformed itself with cast.
We were in second
stories.
year high school.
Yeah.
I don't know about
So in a way-
Rick or
Wait, what year was that?
So
Anyway.
when people are saying that this is the movie that will kill the franchise, I don't think so. I mean,
No, I don't think so.
X-Men, the movie series has evolved and devolved throughout the times.
Has anybody noticed that they are actually practicing sliding continuity with the X-Men universe? Because I've read something online about having Wolverine being the reason for having two timelines. One was the original trilogy,
Yeah.
because of Days of Future Past, and the other one was the new one with starting with First Class. So technically, what we have here now is a new timeline. It's basically just sliding, and then they're just taking out the.
They pulled off a
bits.
Star Trek,
Yes.
basically.
Anybody agree with that?
I don't think.
I just don't wanna overanalyze it too much, because if I do, then you'll go ask, why is Havoc in 1963, right? And he has like a teenage brother that makes him what, 40 when the time that Cyclops was introduced. I don't want to think about that.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
Yeah. No, I found another plot hole. Please do tell us.
For someone who likes the movie, why do you have so many negative things to say about
It's
it?
emotional. It's emotional.
Tell us.
Quicksilver was fast enough to save like tons of people from the exploding mansion, right?
Yeah.
Then they get hit by some kind of military sound weapon and he
Yes.
falls down.
He wasn't looking though.
Yeah, he was caught off guard.
Now you defend.
I've never felt power like this before.
Wait, here's another particular point I saw. The X-Men Quicksilver was wearing Nikes, and then the MCU Quicksilver was wearing Adidas.
Another civil war brewing.
There were husbands and wives
Yeah.
who were texting me that usually the wives like X-Men Apocalypse better than Civil War. It was the husbands who like Civil War better. I guess maybe the women haven't seen all 13 MCU movies. Some people haven't seen
They don't get
Ant-Man.
they don't get the connection.
They don't get the or maybe they just don't want the story. That the guys just like the story better. Civil War.
Even though there's no story.
Yeah.
There is a story, guys.
No story.
X-Men Apocalypse is a done-in-one material, not like MCU where you have to like experience each movie to like, you know, feel the culmination in Civil
No,
War.
but
It's
Winter Soldier
different.
can be standalone.
Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
can be a standalone. Ant-Man can be a standalone.
It was never just a heist.
I'm leaving. Mic drop.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Feel bad for the birthday boy, so
I'm sorry.
I guess that sums it up for the video podcast for Marvel Zombies Philippines. This has been Jiggy Cruz,
Gerard Poa.
Jeff Canoy.
And Earl Maghirang.
and for Mr. Rick Olivares, who we miss dearly.
Rick,
See you next time, guys.
See you next time, Commando.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?